Cruise news, the fine print for a cruise snags one veteran who is denied boarding. I'm going to get you the information on that. Then in a separate incident, the cruise insurance policy fine print cost another cruiser $20,000. This is good information to know, plus today's show is packed with the top 10 cruise news updates, and I'm going to get you the information fast coming up. Welcome to the Travel Scouts. My name is Jason and we are your cruise information channel. We get you the cruise news and information you're looking for quickly without wasting your time. So if you love cruising, consider subscribing. Let's go ahead and kick things off with number 1. Norwegian Cruise Line has made some big reductions to their steakhouse menu. The steakhouse on Norwegian cruise ships is called Cagney's. It is available on all 19 ships in their fleet. No official announcement has been made by Norwegian. However, the menu for Cagney's on their website does have some notable changes. The largest is that the experience has been reduced from a 4-course meal to a 3-course meal. They basically combined the starters and the soup and salad segments into one section called appetizers. And here are the other changes in rapid fire fashion. First, they removed 3 starters and added 1 new one. Second, there are now 4 instead of 5 cuts of steak available. The 20-ounce porterhouse was removed. Third, there are now 3 instead of 4 featured selections. And fourth, the available size have been changed from 10 down to 7. Number 2, Royal Caribbean has taken delivery of their newest ship called the 𝗖𝗿𝗃𝗏 of the Seas. The 𝗖𝗖𝗃𝗏 was officially handed over at a ceremony that took place yesterday. The ship will now make its way to Port Canaveral in the coming weeks. From there, it will be dedicated to offering 3- and 4-night sailings to the Bahamas. And the inaugural voyage is scheduled for July 19th. Moving on to number 3, we have a hurricane season update. There are currently weather systems being tracked in both the Pacific and the Atlantic. Let's start in the Atlantic. The Atlantic currently has one weather system of concern. It is identified by the yellow X on this map. The system is currently moving to the northeast, and it is being given a 20% chance of cyclone formation in the next 48 hours. Meanwhile, the Eastern Pacific has one notable weather system that is off the coast of southern Mexico. It is being given a 10% chance of cyclone formation. We will monitor both and will keep you up to date. Next, number 4, some interesting information and new developments from MSC Cruises regarding tea. MSC conducted research and found that 76% of British travelers believe tea tastes different when traveling abroad. And the research found that this prompted 51% of British cruisers to pack tea when leaving England. And 37% bring their own kettle, mug, or sugar bowl. In response, MSC has now launched a tea library on board the MSC Virtuosa cruise ship. This library has a selection of nearly 100 types of tea. Plus, they offer a variety of sweeteners, mugs, cups, and teapots. And they have even sourced tap water from a variety of locations from around the UK. The aim is for British travelers to be able to enjoy their taste of home while on a cruise. Speaking of MSC Cruises, number 5, MSC's new ship, the MSC World America, will have a unique partnership with LEGO that will excite young cruisers. The MSC World America will be based in Miami. And when it launches, it will be one of the top 10 largest cruise ships in the world. And it will have 3 unique LEGO features that are not available on any other ship. The first is a LEGO parade that will march through the ship led by LEGO characters. The second is a LEGO family zone where parents and children can build together. And the third is a LEGO family game show. The MSC World America is scheduled to launch in April of next year. Okay, we have 5 cruise news pieces remaining, including the top headlines of the day, but now it is time for our fast mid-show check-in. In the last video, I asked what your thoughts were concerning smoking on cruise ships. I received input from nearly 6,000 of you. And here are the results. 1% of you said that it should be allowed anywhere. 39% said that it should be banned, and the majority, 59%, said that it should be permitted, but only in designated areas. Lots of good insights in the comments. I appreciate your input. Here is today's question. Thinking of MSC's LEGO partnership, it got me to thinking about cruising with children. And my question is, do you typically have someone under the age of 18 sailing with you? Chime in down below with A for yes, B for no, and C if you do sometimes. Chime in down below with that. Would love to know any thoughts that you have. And now, on with the cruise news. Number 6, the Goddess of the Night cruise ship has been detained by authorities in Italy because of poor sanitary conditions on board. The ship was detained in Brindisi, Italy. It was being used to house police officers that were providing security for the G7 summit. The reported maintenance issues included water leaks, the lack of air conditioning, and malfunctioning toilets. In an interesting note, this same ship is the first vessel for a new cruise line called 𝗖𝗍𝗂𝗃 Cruises. That cruise line was scheduled to launch on July 15th. It is unclear how this incident will impact their launch. Number 7, for Alaska cruisers, if you will be visiting the port of Ketchikan, know that there is a new booth that you may want to stop by and support. Ketchikan is one of my favorite ports, though it does get a lot of rain. But they have now approved making the use of one of their booths available to local youth groups to support their fundraisers. So if you happen to see a group of little leaguers or others selling goodies, consider stopping by to show some support. Moving on to number 8, with some cruise lines reducing their presence in Australia, it has been revealed that Australia's port cost is nearly 3 times higher than the global average. The price for a large cruise ship to dock in Sydney, Australia is $219,000. The price to dock in Melbourne is $156,000. But on the next visual, look at how that stacks up compared to other large cruise ports around the globe. With Miami at $93,000, Cozumel at $63,000, Port Canaveral at $28,000, and Barcelona, Spain at $22,000. These expenses get passed on to cruise passengers. There are reports that the cruise industry is lobbying to get those expenses reduced. We'll see how it works out. Next, in the first of 2 important stories regarding the fine print in contracts and policies, number 9, one couple is out $20,000 after departing a cruise early due to the death of a parent. The couple pictured here boarded a Princess cruise ship in Sydney to celebrate their retirement. The cruise was going to Seattle, followed by a second cruise on the same ship going to Alaska. That is when they received the sad news that the husband's 89-year-old father passed away back home. The couple left the ship 20 days into their 32 days of sailing, and they thought they would be covered because they had purchased the most comprehensive travel insurance they could find. The policy even states that they would be covered for the, quote, death of a relative or your business partner who is not traveling. However, that is where the fine print comes in. One exclusion in the policy was if that person resides in a nursing home or aged care facility. Upon research, the couple found that this was a common clause in most travel insurance policies. It is definitely something to be aware of, and when you get travel insurance, know that it is important not only to look at what it includes, but also what it excludes. I have a video with some tips on this that I will link down in the video description. This couple ended up being out $20,000 in lost time on the cruise and other related expenses. And then in the second story, number 10, a Florida veteran was denied boarding on a MSC cruise in Port Canaveral because they were missing service dog paperwork. The veteran shown here was taking his mother on her first cruise for Mother's Day. The man is 100% disabled and he has a service dog that he received through K9 for Warriors. He thought he came prepared with the shot records for the dog and all the documents that were needed. But he was denied boarding onto the MSC Seashore cruise ship. When reading deeper into the contract, it notes that you also have to have special dog documentation for the countries that you will visit. He was missing some documentation that was required for the Bahamas. Digging into MSC's website, you will also discover that documentation must be sent to the cruise line 45 days prior to sailing. So tough break there. Thankfully, MSC did give him a full refund. For those with service dogs, make sure you do your research and are aware of all of the requirements. Okay, subscribe and turn the notification bell on to stay up to date with the latest cruise news and information. The next video, it'll be coming out soon, but until then, keep on cruising and we'll catch you in the next video.